The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, happy Friday to each and every one of you. Thank God it's Friday. We're all here, TGIF, and you're all in the house with us. And we thank you so much for joining us for this Friday morning. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're going to be with you for a whole full hour, as we are every Friday, because every Friday at this time, we get together and rope you into conversation. We have a good time with that, doing that and having a lot of fun and getting it together. Now, we want to let you know that we're here every Friday at this time. Where we are, we're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate. And for the rest of you, maybe different time zones. And this way, you could check out right now. If you look at your clock, you can see that you may be at a different time zone than we are. And you are, right? Whether it's Mountain Time, Eastern Time, or way on the West Coast, that's Pacific Time, right? And of course, you look at your clock and you see what time you have right there. So that's the time we come on in your area each week, right? We make sure that you know that. This way you can get it all together and you won't get lost in the sauce. All right. Each week at this time, we come along. And we've got a lot of things to talk about on the show today. We want you to get involved into the show. We want to thank all of our people who've been around with us for so many years. We thank you so much for being part of us, as you always come along with us, putting up with us for all of these years. But I want to take the time and chat with the possibly newer viewers that may be here for the very first time. Maybe you're here for the first or the second week. I don't know. But I just want to tell you how the show goes. Now, as a host of the show, I get things going. I'm in the mode of prepping. So I prep the show. And as I do that, at any time that you would like, you can use your keyboard and you can use it on your telephone. You can use it on your computer, whether it's a laptop or desktop, or you could use I don't know, whatever devices that you use that have a computer board and maybe a screen that you can communicate with us and watch us. You can use that and type in whatever you want to type. You can say hello, and that'll let me know that you're out there. And so what I'll do is that I will acknowledge all of you when you come in, and you can talk about anything you like, okay? And you can do that right now. You don't have to wait. You can do that right now as I speak. And if there's anything in particular, any topic at all that you want to entertain, or you want us to entertain for you, you can do that. Just let us know. As I said, just use your fingers, let them walk on the keyboard, typing whatever you want to talk about, and I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. That's what the show is all about. It's free exchange and ideas of opinions. And I'm pretty sure you have a lot of those. And all of those opinions that you may have, we would like to hear about them. You know, this is not a place where you can come in and offend people. No, we don't do it that way. We don't have, we're very thick-skinned around here. As long as you do everything diplomatically, we don't mind. And your thoughts and ideas are just as important as anyone who's been around here with us for a long time. If your opinions are different from the other person or from mine, it doesn't matter. Express them. They're right here and it's free. And those of you who are here for the first time, you may not want to do it just yet. You may want to just make sense of the show. You want to sit back, relax, and watch the show. And I do understand that. A lot of people like to do that. It makes sense, especially if they're here for the first time. They want to do that. And of course, as long as you're out there, that's the most important thing. And then maybe later on, sometime down the road, you may want to participate in conversation. And that would be great too. Now, those of you here for the first time, especially you new guys, right? Take the time right now to invite all of your friends to the show. And you can do that, whatever your platform you're watching us on, because we come on 3 different platforms. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, what are those platforms? Doesn't matter where you are. You can cut and paste that platform where you are. That's the link to where you are and pass it along to your friends. You can do as many as you want. And of course, we recommend that the more the merrier. So you invite them in, let them know that we're out here. They'll see that coming from you, and what they'll do is they'll click onto it because they know you very well. And then it'll bring them directly to where you are, whatever platform you're watching us on. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, and even you guys who haven't had the chance to do it right now. Subscribe to us. Go right there. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to us. And because that's a very important thing to us. The reason why we want you to subscribe for 2 reasons. I say 2 reasons. Now, the first reason is that we want to make sure that we keep up with everyone who have subscribed with us. We want to make sure we watch out who's there, and we want to be in touch with them at all times. So you can do that. The other reason is whenever you subscribe, and we hope that's right now, from here on in, you're going to get the opportunity to know whenever we come on live at any time, because you may forget about the show at some particular point next week. It'll give you an instant notification. And that instant notification will let us know or let you know that we're on the air. And all you have to do is click onto that instant notification, and it brings you right to the page just like that. Just that simple. Okay? So make sure you get your family and friends and your relatives know about it. As I said, tag them, cut and paste the forms, and send it out to them. And for those of you who are here for the first time as well, we want you to back again and again. Now, when you invite your friends to come back, hopefully they like what they see and they like what they hear, and they'll come back again and again and again, just like you. So we've got things going for us right here on the show. And if you may be at work right now, you may be at home, I don't know. And if you're at work, if you're at a particular time where you have that coffee break, because a lot of corporate organizations still give you that coffee break. I don't know if they cut them out anymore. I know a long time ago, the corporate world allows everyone maybe about a 10, 15, or 20-minute coffee break, and then it's back to work. Well, what I want you to do is take that coffee break, stay at your desk, watch your computer, watch the show, and then when the coffee break is over, whatever you're allowed, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, when it's over, you'll still be at your desk and you can go back to work and still watch the show at the same time. That's what they call, multitasking, work and play at the same time, or work and watch the show at the same time. We don't consider it play, but, whatever, But make sure you get your work done. That's the first priority. It's always that. And you may be around the water cooler talking about what happened at the baseball scores last night. Who won your favorite team? I don't know. A lot of things. A lot of people are doing a lot of things. But we do, again, welcome you all, and we want you to stay with us for the full hour. And remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, Instagram, or any other social media outlet or broadcast publication. So with that being said, what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? Let's raise those cups. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever the contents is, it's up to you. Just enjoy it with us. Lift it up, because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So, excuse me, while I shoot up. That's the first jolt of the day. The first jolt of the day. Not bad. I'll have a little more later. You don't have to drink coffee just because we call the show the coffee hour. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to drink coffee. A lot of people drink tea, which they say is more refined than coffee. But keep in mind, tea has a little more caffeine. But then you have your decaffeinated tea and your decaffeinated coffee. Some people just like to drink plain milk, orange juice, cocoa, hot chocolate, whatever. Just enjoy it with us. We got a lot of things to talk about today. And in conjunction with talking to you all the time, of course, we have our regular routine that we do here. Later on in the program, in this half hour, we're going to have sports. We have sports coming your way. We're going to have the latest developments in today's world of sports. Brian Camp is usually the sports guy. He's our sports guy around here. I don't know. Brian is on the road right now. Uh, and I don't know, depending on where he is, he may be able to chime in and do the show. If not, we're not going to worry about it because we have a backup plan. We have the sports coming from him just in case something happens. You always have to have a backup plan, whatever you do. Okay. So if he does, and if he's able to chime in with us today, of course, we'll welcome him and he can do the sports. It's the latest developments in today's world of sports. It's called Sports Update, and that's coming on not too far away in the show. As a matter of fact, it's just a few minutes from now in this half hour of the hour. Later on in the program, before the show is over, we have those movies. Now, you guys already know. You guys have been around and know the routine. You may be tired of hearing about it, but remember, there may be some new people here trying to figure it out. What I do each week is I present those movies because the weekend is coming up, right? We've got the weekend coming up just before you know it. It's Friday already. And that's your favorite time of the day. If you're working, you say, hey, let's get it out of the way and let's go home and just have a great weekend. Okay, so what those movies I have for you, I always present them to you because I just want to add on to what you can do on your weekend. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be movies that you're into. You can be doing anything. And someplace around wherever you are, you have good weather and you're ready to do some outdoor activities. That's fine too. That's expected. You know why? Because the summer months are coming in. As a matter of fact, I believe today is the first day of summer. All right. I'll check that out in my notes. I believe it is. But nevertheless, the weather is getting warm and people are taking vacations and doing this and doing that. But if you're the kind of person that says, something, I'm going to enjoy my weekend because the weekend is all I get. You toil all week long on your job. You get the weekend off if you're fortunate enough to have the weekend. A lot of people, I don't know if many people take weekends off anymore, the way things are. Some people work the whole weekend, some people work half the weekend, but they have to have bodies on the job at all times. And but for those of you who are fortunate to have the whole entire weekend off, maybe you want to just take that time and sit back, relax, and watch some movies. Catch up on some movies that you haven't seen in a while, or because I know you're resourceful. There's so many things to entertain in this day and age. We've got so many movie streaming platforms that you can go and watch. But I just want to add on to what I have for you, just to add on those Turner Classic Movies, because I love the classic movies. And maybe you don't know anything about the classic movies. Maybe you're that much younger where you don't know. Well, I want to introduce you to them. So I have a couple of them for you. And that's coming on at the tail end of the show. Just before we close out the show, we'll have that for you. It's coming up right here on the coffee hour. Here you go. Right? Okay. It is June, and it's very safe to say that we're halfway down the line of the June. It's the 20th day of June. How fast does this time go? It goes real fast. Now, me personally, at my age, I don't like when the time goes fast. Maybe when I was younger, I would say, yeah, something, I like it. When I was 18 years old, I can't wait to get out of the house, get my own apartment, drive my own car, and have my own money, But when you get a certain age, you say, all right, let's slow it down a bit. But you already know the days go fast, the months go fast, and it only seems like we only just started the month of June. But we're here in the month of June. And just yesterday, if you missed out, it was the 19th of June, which was Juneteenth. For all of you who celebrate Juneteenth, I know I did. Here in New York, things were kind of normal, except they didn't uh, move with the mail or anything. There was no mail delivery or anything like that. I think the banks were optional, whether they were open or they closed. I think there was an optional thing for them, but it was a celebration. It's a federal holiday, and people were celebrating that. But here we are on a Friday, a new day, the 20th, and we're celebrating a lot of things this month. So I'm going to go down the line and see what we're celebrating this month. This month, start off, we're celebrating National Portuguese Heritage Month. Now, for all of my friends who live in Portugal, because we're broadcasting all around the world, we're everywhere, we're global. And if you're watching us, and if you're under the sound of my voice, we would like to invite you in and we want to celebrate with you. So, even if you're in Portugal, or if you're Portuguese living in the United States, and there are activities or all kinds of events that may be going on to celebrate this national holiday for you, this national month, this Heritage Month, we would like to know about it. We want to pass it along to others and see what you got going. And whatever you're celebrating, we want to celebrate with you. Okay. And of course, that makes for good conversation piece when you're here with us. If you like to talk about it, like to talk about your history, or if you like to talk about your heritage, anything like that, we want to celebrate with you. National Portuguese Heritage Month. Also, it's Caribbean American Heritage Month. Oh yeah, the great sounds of the Caribbean. Have you ever been to the Caribbean? I don't know, any part, whether it's Jamaica or Trinidad or any part of the Caribbean. They have great food, they have great music. And I've been there, and I can tell you firsthand. But you don't have to be in the Caribbean to celebrate the Caribbean. You can be right here in the United States. We have a lot of people that are from the Caribbean that lives here in the United States. And of course, we want to celebrate that with you. And if you're in the United States or if you're in the Caribbean and you're watching us, whatever kind of information that you can give us as far as what kind of activities or events that may be going on to celebrate it, let us know. Let us know. We want to do that. And of course, that makes great conversation piece as well. All right. So here we are celebrating Caribbean American Heritage Month. It's also Pride Month. Now, we have a parade coming up on the 29th. It's on a Sunday. I think that's a week from Monday. I believe it's a week from this coming Sunday, I believe. Is it? Yeah, a week from Sunday. A week from this Sunday. It's going to be a parade. Now, I looked it up. I found out about it because I wasn't sure, because I know they have a parade in New York. Now, this is New York I'm talking about. All right. That's all I know. In the other parts of the country, they may be different dates where you may be celebrating a parade or something, but down Fifth Avenue, comes down Fifth Avenue, and that's happening. So it's Pride Month, and we want to acknowledge that to all of our friends. Also, we've got, if you so decline, or not decline, but if you so incline, gotta say decline, that's down. It's National DJ Month. And if you'd like to wish me, I'll take it. It's National DJ Month. And so I want to just say hello to all of my friends in the radio industry that I've known for many years who are DJs. Some have retired. Some are still going on. Some don't want to quit it. Some just love it to death. Some want to just do it until they keel over. That's okay. That's okay. But we celebrate that National DJ Month, and not just for the radio people. Let's bring in all of the club DJs, because they make and break the records too. Whether they're club DJs, mobile DJs, whether you're a small time DJ just working in clubs for weddings or birthday parties or whatever it is, you're a DJ. So it's National DJ Month. So we salute all of the DJs, radio and record spinners of the world in the clubs, and also the mobile DJs as well. It's African American Music Month. Now, that will go along with Caribbean American Heritage Month. Now, I already told you that in the Caribbean, they have great music. I love the Caribbean music. for many years, even as a kid, growing up, listening to that reggae sound. I love that reggae sound, soca, and all of that, you know. And so we celebrate the African American Music Month. Now, whatever your choice is, it's good because it's everything. It's gospel music, it's jazz, it's R&B, it's hip hop. Yes, hip hop and the Caribbean music, as I already said, you know. And there's a lot of history behind all of that music. And some of this music is called root music. Now we already know that as far as the R&B and the hip hop and all of that, gospel is the root music because that gave birth to all of the most of the African American music that you hear today. And as we go along in our lives, as we're growing up, there were different sounds. Back in the 50s, you had that doo-wop sound. And Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers, the Coasters, and all of that. You had that doo-wop sound. And back in the 60s, you had the Motown sound. Motown saturated the whole 60s era. And everyone was grooving to the Motown sound, grooving with the Temptations, the Four Tops, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, and the Elgins, and all of those old groups. You go back, wait, and that was a great era. And in the 70s, they had the Philadelphia sound, the sounds of Philadelphia. You see, so a lot of cities have their own, each decade had a different city. New York was basically the doo-wop sound. That's basically where it came from. A lot of people may dispute that, but that's basically where it came from. It started in New York. And then, as I said, Motown sound. Motown actually is from Detroit. Detroit, that's Motown. And the Philadelphia sound back in the 70s when the disco era came in, the dance music came in, that dominated the 70s. And the 80s was that's hip hop came in, house music back in the 80s, and a lot of things that are happening. Now, as far as I'm concerned, as far as music goes, I think, and it's just me. I'm not going to speak for anyone else. It's just me. I enjoyed all of those eras. And I grew up in the 50s. I grew up in the 60s. I know all of those eras. And even the music from the 80s was great. Uh, to me, the 90s, I tolerated the 90s music. But today's music, it's okay. No, I'm not knocking today's music. Today's music is good because a lot of artists, they come out with a lot of great stuff, you know. But in my mind, after the 80s, I think that's when, again, before I get any blowback from anyone, let me repeat myself. This is only me. This is only me. So don't put me against the wall like they did in Chicago for the Valentine's Day massacre and blow me away. This is only my opinion. After the 80s, I think that's when the music declined. I say decline because I don't want to say die, because like I said, the music of today, some of the music of today is great music. I mean, you have a lot of great groups and artists out here today that people are following. You can't forget these people, and I'll name some of them. Can't name them all, but you have Beyonce, you have Taylor Swift, um, you have some of the rock groups and some of the rock groups revivals from the 50s and from the 60s and the 70s. Like I said, I can't name them all, but you get the idea. And I name Taylor Swift and Beyonce because those are the powerhouses of today. Those are the two that people are actually following, you know. And some names I have to like research because some people will throw out a name and say, I would say maybe if I should know them, but maybe I don't know them. Uh, I was introduced to Jelly Roll and these guys, all of these other people, because back in the old days, people use like their real names. And if they changed their names, it was a name that wasn't so basically off the wall, like Jelly Roll. I'm not saying Jelly Roll is bad, but you got that. So anyway, that's what we're celebrating, African American Music Month. And going along with that, um, there's National Soul Food Month. Now, you know what? I always say, listen, everyone should enjoy soul food at least once. And I know a lot of people who never had soul food, and when they've tried it, you know, they never looked back. You know, it's not bad. You know, I know all about it because I grew up on it. All right. And so I invite everyone, if you're doing anything this weekend, if you have the funds, the money to do it for this weekend, a lot of you are getting paid. You know, you want to take a chance and go out on the town instead of going to McDonald's or Burger King or someplace like that. Go to a nice restaurant, a nice soul food restaurant. In New York, we have a lot of them, and I'm pretty sure all around the country, depending on where you are, they have a lot of them. Go visit a soul food. A Sunday is a good time to do it. Sunday is the best time to do it. Because I remember growing up as a kid, soul food was always in my house. But Sunday was a great time. You had all the fixings because Sunday, when you got back from church, you had all the mom had spread there. Everything was on the table. You know, you had cornbread and collard greens and fried chicken and all. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Soul food is good for you. It's good for the soul too, by the way. Also, you can't make this stuff up. It's National Iced Tea Day. Now, I'm not drinking any iced tea. I'll have some later, maybe. I'm drinking coffee right now, but it's National Iced Tea Month. And I don't know why they're celebrating this, but hey, anytime. And I think it comes on time. You know why? Because the weather is getting warmer and you want to something cold and brisk and nice, and iced tea is one of the things. Now, when I drink iced tea, I used to drink the regular iced tea. Uh, my favorite iced tea now and forevermore, from here on, hence and forevermore, is green tea. Green iced tea, I like it. And listen, whatever you like. A lot of people like their tea. Some people drink orange tea, black tea, green tea, regular tea. I never tried cold tea, orange iced tea. Well, that's one thing that I'm going to take in consideration, though. And also, we have National Candy Month. What is your favorite candy? I can see you now. I remember when I was a kid, I used to press my nose against the glass counter, because back in those days, I grew up in the 50s and the 60s. And back in those days, we had what they called the malt shop, the candy store malt shops. And there you had the jukebox there, and you had the malt shop. You could drink a malted with a stick pretzel. And am I bringing back a lot of memories here for you guys? And then you had the candy, penny candy. You had penny candy. You had all sorts, the Mary Janes, and you had what they call the licorice, which today now the twisted one is called Twizzlers. They didn't call them Twizzlers back in those days. It was just called licorice, and they came in different flavors. They came in licorice, the black licorice, the strawberry, and the chocolate. And you had the Mary Janes, and you had the Charms. Hey, whatever your favorite candy is, right? It's National Candy Month. But please do it in moderation, all right? We don't want to get you hyper. Too much sugar makes you hyper, makes you crazy, makes you dance on the tables. Here's something to cool you out. It's Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Month. Now, you know, everybody says, and even the doctors say, you know, get your fresh fruits, right? You know, do that because it's good for you. Now, I don't know anyone who actually, even though they say you must have your serving of fresh fruit, right? I don't know of anybody who say that. 5 servings a day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you actually think people walk around with one apple in one hand and a celery stalk in another? I don't think so. I don't think so. They have supplements for that, you know, in case you just want to just gulp everything down like that. They have supplements for that, right? Right. Anyway, that's what's happening. And like I said, there's a lot of things that are celebrated this month. Also, it's National Adopt a Cat Day. Now, a lot of you like your little kittens and your big kittens, your big cats. Uh, If you so inclined, you may adopt. You can go to your nearest uh, ASPCA and adopt the cat today. And if you want to go further, you can adopt a little puppy as well, But that's what's happening this month, right? And I was right. Today is the first day of summer. This begins summer. So everyone is going to break out the swimsuits. And if you're living in New York, you're going to head out to Coney Island. The prices out in Coney Island are not like they used to be. You're not going to get a hot dog for 10 cents anymore. But the spirit is probably still there. And I know later on, especially the 4th of July, they're going to have the Mermaid Parade. We'll talk more about that when that time comes along. Anyway, we thank you for being along with us for this day. It's a Friday, and the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And of course, as I said, we're going to be with you for the entire hour. Now, those of you who are here and you want to conversate with us, we really would appreciate that because we would like to acknowledge you personally. And if you're out there and you want to talk to us, we see you when you come in, but we don't say anything unless you say something to us because out of respect, because a lot of people, some people, they come in and they just watch the show, but they may not want to talk. And we don't want to put anyone on the spot. But if you happen to say something, of course, that's when we'll acknowledge you. That's how we do things around here. We have respect for everyone here. But if you're going to indulge in conversation, that would be great. What we want you to do is when you do, give us a little of your weather forecast or something. If you have it doesn't have to be a full-blown weather forecast. It can be a little emoji, stating, okay, it's sunny. It's a sunny emoji or cloud emoji. It's 65 degrees going up to 75 degrees today, something like that. That's it. But for those of you who live in the New York area or in the vicinity of New York, you don't have to worry about that because I'm going to take care of all of that for you. As a matter of fact, I am going to take care of that right now. Take care of that right now. The weather in New York is not as bad as it was last week. Not that last week was like a washout or anything, but it was. It wasn't that great. Today is going to be okay. It's going to be this week. This weekend is going to be okay. It's 76 degrees outside right now, and it's going to be good. Spots of rain here and there, but for the most part, you get sunny skies, warm temperatures, all of that, here. And so let me see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. Okay, today is Friday, and what we have right now is going to be sunny today. Sunny to partly cloudy. We'll have a high near 85 degrees. Winds will be west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's going to be partly cloudy for tonight. We have a low near 70 degrees. Winds will be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So far, no forecast of rain. But when we get to Saturday, it's a good Saturday. It's a pretty decent Saturday. It's going to be mostly, well, even though it says mostly cloudy and mostly cloudy skies early will become partly cloudy. So that's okay. Partly cloudy late in the day, but there's going to be a stray of showers or thunderstorms. That's possible. All right. So just as a heads up, we'll have a high around 88 degrees. That's not bad. Sometimes Mother Nature may throw us a curveball. Sometimes they may be nice, even though they say stray rain, stray shower. You never know. You never know. But like I said, the high of 88 degrees, that's what we got. Now, Saturday night, we've got partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or a thunderstorm is possible as well. We'll have a low near 75 degrees, and winds will be southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as we wrap up our weekend, for Sunday, you're going to go out to church. You're going to dress lightly because it's going to be a scorcher for Sunday. Our first, I don't know if you could consider it a heat wave, but I got to tell you one thing, it's going to be hot. It's going to be partly to mostly cloudy, no rain in the forecast, hot temperatures around 95 degrees. That's the high. And winds will be south or west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as I repeat myself, it's actually 76 degrees outside, and that's what we have going for us here in New York City. What do we have going in your area? Just let us know if you're so inclined to conversate with us. That will be great. But that's what we have right now. Okay. Okay. All right. Brian is not here today, so we're going to give you what we have in the latest developments in today's world of sports. It's Sports Update. Boston and Red Sox chief baseball officer Craig Breslow and team president CEO Sam Kennedy met with reporters on Monday to address a Sunday surprising trade of Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants. With the team beginning in the ninth game West Coast road trip in Seattle, Kennedy and Breslow issued statements and then took questions from reporters over a streamed video. Now, both executives repeatedly emphasized that the team couldn't find alignment. That's what that says. Ailment with Denver on the future role and best direction going forward. Jay Monahan is leaving the PGA Tour next year after a decade that ends with the league fractured by the sooty riches of the LV Golf. And turning it over to the NFL executive Brian Rolapp. In a new role, he acts as CEO. Now, Rolapp, the chief media and business officer for the NFL and a key executive for Commissioner Roger Goodell, was introduced on Tuesday as CEO, a position that had never been existed in the tour's 6 decades of existence. And Monahan announced last December the secret or the search for a CEO. And still, it's unclear that Monahan is conducting that role until the announcement of Rolapp. When the U.S. Tennis Association made a bold announcement earlier this year that it would overhaul mixed doubts at the U.S. Open, and there was one objective: attract star singles players to an event that had lost relevance with fans. Now, the early entry list for the tournament released Tuesday. It includes 9 of the world's top 10 players in both the women's and men's ranking, forming some blockbuster teams that undoubtedly drew big crowds to the competition that often gets lost in the shuffle during Grand Slam. Shohei Ohtani appeared to be a bit rusty on the mound as he made his Los Angeles Dodgers pitching debut on Monday night against the San Diego Padres. Ohtani opened the game by allowing 1 run to 2 hits in the lone inning he pitched. And he threw 28 pitches in his appearance, which was the second most in Dodger history, pitched throughout the game. And still, it was a massive step to get back on the mound for a live game action, as he went 21 months without pitching due to elbow injury. He threw a fastball at 100.2 miles per hour. Ohtani admitted his nerves were heightened at a bit more than the outing. And he went 2 for 4 at the plate with 2 RBIs, and he walked 2 strikeouts. Liv Morgan, she was one of the half of the women's tag team champions, suffered a legitimate injury during Monday Night Raw, and she could possibly be sidelined in the future. Morgan faced Kairi Sane in the singles match at the center in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now, early in the contest, Morgan approached Sane when She was dropped to her knees for a leg drop, a leg takedown. And Morgan went down face first, as did her shoulder. And Morgan immediately yelled in pain and rolled out of the ring and as the referee stopped to block Shane from performing any other move. And WWE Commissioner Michael Cole said Morgan suffered a dislocated shoulder. While it's unknown how it could affect a wrestler, it typically is an injury that can sideline athletes for months. I love wrestling and I love when they beat up each other, but I do not wish any injuries on anyone. We already know that the wrestling is a show and it's not real, but they do take their licks. So I just want to wish Liv Morgan the best. And I watched that wrestling match. I saw that wrestling match. So that's the end of sports. Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Thank you so much, Brian. He's not here today, but we look forward to seeing him very soon once again. And if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. We thank you again for being with us and stay with us. We've got a few minutes to go, and tell your friends about it. If you haven't, let them know about it. Okay. I think it's very important. Let them know about it and have them come in. All you have to do is cut and paste the platform that you're on and let them know. Now, I must tell you, I didn't say it earlier. For all of you watching us on YouTube, do it right now. And I did say it earlier, but I want to say it again. Is to click on and click our subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. We don't charge anything on this program for anything. And let us know that you're out there. And of course, as you already know, when you click on to subscribe, it gives you the opportunity to know that whenever we come on live, you'll get instant notification. Okay. And that's that for that. TV chef Anne Burrell, who coached culinary fumblers through hundreds of episodes called Worst Cooks in America, died Tuesday at her New York home, the Food Network, where Burrell began her 2-decade television career on Iron Chef America and went on to other shows, confirmed her death. And the cause was not immediately clear. And the medical examiner, well, they were all set to conduct an autopsy. She was 55 years old. Singer Lou Christie, he was famous for the Billboard charting single Lightning Strikes and Rafferty in the Rain. He died Wednesday. Christie died at his home in his native Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, following a short illness of an unclosed nature. Christie had 2 minor hits in 1963, The Gypsy Cried, which made hit number 1, number 24 on the Hot 10 list in March, and Two Faces Have I, which peaked at number 6 in June of that same year. He was 82 years old. The series The Chosen, which released select seasons in the theaters, has grossed an extraordinary $140 million worldwide. Created by Dallas Jenkins, the show first premiered in 2017 and offers a fresh perspective on the life of Jesus Christ, focusing on realistic ground portrayals of the people in his inner circle. People magazine recently spoke to Jenkins about the show, as well as why he thinks that the series has reached a mainstream audience despite faith-believed projects traditionally achieving smaller, more niche success. Actress Heather Burns is interested in competing for the Miss Congeniality crown once again for the 3rd time. In an interview with People magazine during the premiere of her latest film, The Best You Can, at the 2025 Tribeca Film Festival, Burns spoke about her interest in the 3rd Miss Congeniality film. And she said, "I would love it." And that was the best experience of her life. And she played Cheryl Fraser in the film, known as Miss Rhode Island in the pageant. And she added that it was so much fun making both films. Country singer Sunny Sweeney abruptly canceled a concert on her tour after a drunk driver allegedly crashed into her trailer last Friday. Sweeney took to Instagram with a photo of a white vehicle on its side in the road after the crash because the band was close to the Friday performance. They decided to drive on. What is thing? And so what happened after that? They started to limp to the gig. I guess that was a joke she said about that. Anyway, Bessie Gray, a former child star, known for her work in Our Gang, the comedy series back in the early 30s. She died. Gray, who appeared in the series in the 1930s before it was renamed, The Little Rascals, died in Bakersfield, California last Friday. Gay joined the Our Gang series in the 1930s, eventually appearing in the shorts as Effie, the girlfriend of Alfalfa, until 1938. And she made appearances in projects including Our Gang Follies in 1938 and came to Braun as part of the group. She was 96 years old. The box office has a new apex predator, and it's a real fire breather. How to Train Your Dragon. I saw that movie. It was a great movie. And that soared to a top spot on both domestic and global charts last weekend with the fiery $83.7 million domestic and $197.8 million globally. The piles of comparisons to the year's biggest premiere haul, the Minecraft movie, which ranked in the record-breaking 157 million back in April, and to Lilo and Stitch, which opened to 145.5 million over the Memorial Day holiday weekend. Birthdays today. Actress Nicole Kidman is 58 years old today. Actor John Goodman is 73. Singer Lionel Richie is 76. Singer Anne Murray is 80 years old. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, who we just lost last week, is 83 years old, or would have been 83 years old. Pop singer Jerry Keller is 88. Bill Guy of the Coasters would have been 89 years old. Actor Danny Iola would have been 92 years old. Actress, the late Olympia Dukakis, would have been 96 or 94, I should say. And actor Errol Flynn would have been 116 years old. So we wish all of them who are alive today a happy birthday. And for those of the ones who are no longer with us, we remember them and we salute them, and we still acknowledge their birthday. And if you have a birthday coming up and you'd like us to acknowledge you, and you could do it yourself by just coming on the show and typing it in and saying, I have a birthday. But if you so desire for us to do it, we can do that. All you have to do is contact us. I have an email address and a telephone number, all right, that you can contact us. Now, I'll give you the email address first. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. That's a very important detail, because if you spell it any other way, we may not get it. That's Allan, Frank Allan Prod. Prod is Prod, that's short for Productions. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Now, remember, you don't have to have a birthday or any kind of celebration to get in contact with us. It could be for any other reason. Sure, we'll acknowledge your birthday or your celebration, but you can call us or email us and let us know that you saw the show, you want to critique the show, you just want to say hi even. That's okay with us, you know, but keep the information along with you in your electronic devices, such as your cell phone and, of course, your computers, whether it's laptop or desktop or even your tablets, because you carry a lot of those things wherever you go, especially with cell phones. You're not going to walk out of the house without that. And it's right there whenever you need it. So whenever you need it, just open it up and use it. Okay. So let me give you that email address once again. It's frankallenprod at AOL.com. That's frankallenprod at AOL.com. The telephone number, once again, is 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. We always look forward to hearing from you. We want to hear from you. And just be proactive and contact us whenever you like. Okay. Remember, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The telephones are always open. You can leave a message. And just because you have done that, you take the time out to do that, we're going to return that. Okay, so do that right away. We really would appreciate that. Okay, you already heard. I mentioned this on the show last night on Talkback Live, which I'll tell you more about that before we go off the air. Talkback Live, we're on every Thursday, but I'll tell you more about that. I mentioned the show last night, but I think it's worth talking about. Now, those of you who've seen that parade, the parade in Washington, I call it the Vanity Parade. The Vanity Parade. Okay, that's the parade where the felon, POTUS, or FOTUS, I'm not going to say POTUS, FOTUS, the felon, FOTUS the felon, decided that he was going to, spend $45 million on this vanity parade to, I guess, to honor the soldiers. Which, if you actually believe he gave that parade for that particular reason, then I want to sell you the Brooklyn Bridge, because think about it. It was his birthday that day. All right. And this is something that he always wanted to do for years. And he gets the ideas from his friends in China, who have, similar parades like that. Now, that happened on a Saturday. Now, I don't watch the news at all on the weekends, at all. And so I also, learned that when you taper off from the news a couple of days, you really don't miss anything, because when you come back, the same news is right there for you. All right. Now, when I got back and I found out about the parade, I saw the footage and I saw the photos. The photos, the crowd that he was expecting wasn't there. I saw the photos, and the photos looked like 6 o'clock in the evening at Central Park when people were getting ready to wrap up for the day and go home. That's what they look like. And then there was the video. Oh my God, that video was embarrassing. That video was totally embarrassing. The video contained the parade, the soldiers marching down the street, and those heavy tanks were rolling along, and they were squeaking, squeak, 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 squeak. They were just rolling along, squeaking, squeaking, squeaking. In the meantime, while all of that was going on, FOTUS the felon and his wife was sitting in the bleachers, those empty bleachers, by the way. They were half empty anyway, sitting there, and they were looking like they were so humiliated. It was the humanity. And yet we spent, you and I, not him, you and I, spent our tax dollars collectively $45 million for that. But he did get his wish. You know what the wish was? That he generate a big crowd. There was a big crowd. The big crowd was in New York, Chicago, LA, Michigan, all of those major cities where those protesters came out, and they were there miles and miles. It was a big crowd. So, yeah, he got the crowd, but he didn't get it on his behalf. And that's one of the reasons why I say you don't miss, if you take the rough off the news, you won't miss anything. I didn't miss anything either. And I didn't miss that parade. I didn't watch it. I'm pretty sure a lot of the media people, the news bureaus, they watched it and they broadcast it. But you didn't miss anything. And quite frankly, it didn't matter anyway. Okay, I have those movies I was telling you about. Now, I only have one movie this time around. And I take it from Turner Classic Movies. Only one this time around. And this goes back to 1965. It's a 1965 movie. It's a comedy. And the name of the movie is called Marriage on the Rocks, starring Frank Sinatra, Deborah Kerr, Dean Martin. Those three together make up this film. And it's on Turner Classic Movies, and you can check it out this coming Sunday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. Now, that's a good time, right? Because you're back from church, you probably finished dinner, and now you can sit back, relax on your recliner, and watch this movie. It's a good movie. It's a color movie. It's a classic movie, 1965, Marriage on the Rocks. I think you'll like it. Check it out. Now, the other ones, I don't have any more from Turner Classic Movies this week. That was just my only pick of the week from Turner Classic Movies. But what I want to suggest to you are two from Netflix, which is something that you don't have to wait for. When this show is over, you can go, or tonight when you get home, whenever, you can go on Netflix and watch these. This is the first one. This is called Hitchcock. Story about Alfred Hitchcock, and it's a fascinating movie. It starred Anthony Hopkins, Helen Mirren, and Scarlett Johansson. I saw it already. It's a good movie. It's about Alfred Hitchcock doing his movie Psycho and all of the other movies that he did. And I think you'll like it. It's on Netflix. You can check it out this weekend. The other thing I want you to check out, now you already know last week, we lost Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. We also lost Sly Stone of Sly and the Family Stone. He passed away early last week as well. So in commemoration of Sly Stone, I want to recommend that you watch this documentary called Sly Lives, a.k.a. Burden of Black Genius. It's a great documentary. It's all about Sly Stone and his all of his songs that he did, all of his concerts. Even they had a snippet of the concert he did at Woodstock, all of that. I think it's close to 2 hours, if not that. Okay? It's called Sly Lives, a.k.a. The Burden of Black Genius, Sly and the Family Stones. Check it out. Now, I want you to go on Turner Classic Movies and go down the line, the program guide, because you might find other movies that I didn't mention, only because this was my pick of the week. And you can check it out, and you can put those on your bucket list of what to watch this weekend as well. And as you're there, if you still have your cable, which a lot of people do, you can also go on demand and watch all of the free movies that are there, along with the pay-per-view movies that are there, movies that are in the theaters right now. Only you can watch them at home. They'll cost you a little more. And then the movies that were once there not too long ago, you still have to pay for those, but not as much as the ones that are already in the theaters. And then you have the children's documentaries, regular documentaries, kiddie programs, all of those kind of things. So you have all of the networks are there. You can check out. If you like those Lifetime movies, they're there for you to check out. All of those things. All of the sporting events that you might have missed. If you missed them in real time, you can always go back the following day and check them out, sometimes without commercial interruption. It's all there. So let me give you this movie once again. It's Marriage on the Rocks from 1965. Frank Sinatra, Deborah Kerr, and Dean Martin. Turner Classic Movie is Sunday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. And my advice to you, you go to Netflix, check out Hitchcock, starring Anthony Hopkins, Helen Mirren, and Scarlett Johansson. Great movie. And last but not least, the documentary of Sly and the Family Stones is called Sly Lives, aka The Burden of Black Genius. I hope you like these movies, and let me know how you do. Put a report on my desk come Monday, all right? And let me know how you like them. That's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. I had a good time. I hope you did too. I am going to return back here next week. Only I'm going to return on Talkback Live. I hope you, if you haven't seen that one, check it out. It's every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and it's right here, Talkback Live. We'll have the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. I'll be looking forward to seeing you then. And then you meet us back here again next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the Coffee Hour. It will be me, you, and we'll have the latest developments in today's world of sports as well. All of that coming along, so I look forward to seeing you then. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day and a great weekend. Happy first summer to all of you, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.